Hey guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Great, man. If this is the first time that you visit my channel, a warm welcome to you. Please do remember to pause the video just now and just hit the subscribe button. And if you do enjoy my content, remember to like and also do share. I really appreciate, guys. Great, man. So yes, guys, I've been working and figuring out this Multifruit upgraded version 1.9 of the game came with. Apparently, Giants gave support for up to 64 fruits, and I thought I'll just have a look at the whole process of how to enable your map to get more fruit onto it. Because by default, you can only add 10 extra fruit as the map is. You know, if you look at the in-game maps, they are all still on only 10 extra fruit that you can add to them. When I say in-game maps, I mean if you take any of the in-game maps and you make a copy of them or export them as a mod map, then you can only add 10. It's because you have to do some modifications. So I'm not too sure, not too sure what the guys mean with they've added support for extra fruit. I mean, is it bogus? I don't know. But I mean, if we have to modify the maps and things, then yeah, I suppose we can live with it, you know. Anyway, guys, let's have a look at the whole process, how to do it. And I haven't tested this, so this is untested ground. But I'm going to show you how to make the density map height types more, so that you can add more fruit to the types. So there's a whole process for that, and that's what we're basically going to have a look at. All right, okay, guys. So let's just get rid of all the pictures and the stuff, and then get into the whole thing. So what I want to do first, I've got a map called Pilgrim's Rest, which is a town here in South Africa. It's one of my maps, and I already have Multifruit on it. If I remember correctly, I think I've got seven or 8 on it. Not too sure, but if I can remember correctly, you know. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the process how to make your map accept more fruit. Because the moment you go over 10, if you have 10, that's still all right. But the moment you want to add more than 10, it's going to give you an error about there's not enough. I can't remember the exact error for it, but it will give you an error, and then you can't, or the extra fruit that you wanted to add will not be showing. You know, so only the 10 above that. So we're going to look at the process how to get rid of that. Okay, so first things first, you're going to need from the Giants Developer Network, GDN. If you don't have this program yet, Giants Developer Network, you can just search for Giants Developer Network, and you'll get gdn.giants.software.com, not .software, -software. Or you can go into my channel. Below every video on my channel, you can just jump in there. At the description, I just want to go here to my channel, and I'll quickly show you. All right, so if you go into any of my videos, open this new one, for instance, episode 5. I'm not going to listen to myself, but if you go here to show more, you will find there's all the links to all the nice, useful stuff, you know. So the one there is GDN. It is there, so you can just go there, download the little program that you need. Obviously, you need a login. If you don't have a login, just create yourself one with a user and password, and then go to downloads and look for the GRLE converter. I think it's under other tools. Yeah, there it is, 7.0.1. So you just download that little program. It's just a small little exe that actually converts the the density files and the info layers into PNG files. So that's what you need for this process. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, I'm also going to go into my desktop. I've got a folder there, open in a new window, and then map stuff in there, and the GRLE converter is in here. All right, so this is what it looks like when you've downloaded and unzipped it. It will have a few files in it. All right. So the one that you're going to use is the convert command, because we only need to do one file. If you want to do more, I think you can. No, it's not on this one. It's on the this one can only do one at a time. All right, good stuff. So the first thing we want to do is navigate to your maps folder, find your data folder or wherever your weight files and stuff is stored in. You'll find there's a density map height file. Now that little file there, we need to convert. Alright, so that's the first order of business, is take that file, drag and drop it onto the convert command, like so. And the first thing is going to happen, it's going to say saving the density map, and press any key to continue. And there it is. It will make you a duplicate of the file and drop it in the same folder where you took it from. Okay, now very important, guys, before you do anything on your map, do make a backup. I've already made mine. I've just copied the whole folder of my map onto my desktop. So I've got a copy of my map, so if anything goes wrong, I haven't got any problems. I can always go back, you know. So do make yourself a backup. Do yourself a big favor and do that, and thank me later. Because the process that we're doing today is working with the i3D, and if you mess up there, you're going to have crocodile tears, you know. So let's save ourselves some headaches. Make a backup, guys. It doesn't take long. Okay, first things first, let me have a sip of tea. I'm having some tea in the background, so excuse the slurping if there is. Nice. It's that time of the night, you know. Okay, so we've got now our density map height.png. Now this one, I'm going to, you can actually now just delete that one or just rename it to something else. I'm just normally put a 1 there. Then I've got a backup of that file as well, you know. So easy peasy like that. So let's go back and find your map i3D. That's the next step. This is a very simple process, guys. It's not really that involved, but yeah. Okay, so the next thing we need is the map i3D. We need to open that in Notepad++. If you don't have Notepad++, do download it from Google. Just Google download Notepad++. It's a small little text editor that is very handy. So then you right click with your right mouse button on the map i3D. Now the map i3D is your map, guys. If you double click on that, you're going to get to the Giants editor program that wants to open it, or it's going to ask you which version or whatever, but you right click on it and you're going to go open with Notepad++. So once you've installed Notepad++, you'll be able to open your text, all your text and XML files and whatever with that, you know. Okay, so now we're going to go hit anywhere in there, press Control and F. Ooh, that will, I'm like speaking too fast, guys. I'm out of breath. Oh, wait. Just give me a second to get some breath here. I'm like rushing through this whole thing. Okay, I need to take it slow. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is find our density. So just type density and it will take you to your density files. Mine is fortunately just here. All right, now I actually forgot to tell you, if you're in your directory where your data file, where your data, the data directory or whatever your folder is called, doesn't matter. And if you notice that your density files are not named .png, GDM, it must be named GDM. So if they are PNG, then there's something wrong. They must be GDMs, because otherwise, obviously, you're going to have a problem. And here in your map i3D, that 5 files, the fruits, the ground, the height, the stones, and the wheat, they all 5 need to be GDMs. Okay, because otherwise this process is going to be not working for you. So if yours are .pngs, do rename them all to GDMs. Okay, because it's a Giants density map file. That is the standard for it, and sometimes the guys forget to name them properly. And I know for a fact if you go to the in-game ones, they also name PNGs. I don't know why, but they should be GDMs. Otherwise, the process is not going to work. Okay, so just rename all 5 of them GDMs, and it will be fine. And if you look at them, they are GDMs in the directory, so it's just proper to name them GDMs. Okay, so do fix that. Just wanted to tell you that. Now, because we've made, if we look at our data file, because we've now made a extracted or made a PNG from the GDM and renamed this, we have to now use the PNG. Okay, so what we're going to do is at the density map height file, we're going to take that one only and rename it to PNG, so that our R3D, when the editor loads the R3D, it will take the PNG file. It will actually use the PNG file. That's why I say if they're already PNGs, you cannot take the PNG and convert it with the GRL converter. It has to be a GDM. That little program does not convert PNGs. So it actually makes a PNG for you, you know. So I hope you understand what I mean. Great, so that's the first thing we want to do. And the next thing you want to do is, once you've renamed that, make a note of the file ID. In fact, what you can do is copy the ID like that. ID 419 is mine. Yours will be different. I don't think that there's almost no chance that yours will be 419, but whatever it is, copy it. Don't copy the file part, just copy ID 419. You'll see why now just in a minute. Go Control C to your search. If you don't know how to open this, you can open it here by search, or you can press Control and F and then just overwrite whatever you've got in there, and then go find next. And this one will not be, because it's material ID, so we're going to go to the next one, find next. And there it is, terrain detail height is the one you want to find. Now have a look at this. It says density map ID. Remember we were at density map height, and that's the ID for it. And this is the density map ID for terrain detail height. All right, so that's a correct spot. Now there's a few things in here that we need to change. The very first thing is, because we want to add more channels to it, we can add 2 more to the num density channels. So we're going to make that 14. So if yours are not 14, make it 14. Whatever yours is, just make it 14. All right. So it should be 12 yours, because otherwise it's already been modified. Okay. So make it 14, and then compression channels we want 7, because 2 times 7 is 14. All right. So there you go. So that will be 7. Then the next thing is you're going to go down the list and find, where is it? Combined values channel. The center one is 6. You want to make that 7. The height first channels, you want to make that 7. And the height num channels. Height num channels is also 7. All right, so that's the only things you change. And be sure not to change anything else, guys. Do not delete any of the inverted commas. Make sure that when you click on detail layer, it is still purple. All right, both the start and the end must be purple like that. All right, so once you've done all of that, just save the map i3D and do not close it. Leave it open. All right, so let's go back to our map folder. Okay, so in there. Now all we're going to do now is open the map, right? The map i3D in the editor by double clicking. Select 904, it's the one I use currently for this. And now we just wait. It's a fairly big map, it's over 2 gigs, 2.5 gigs. So it might take a few seconds to open. Here we go. Alright, so now guys, what we want to do now is check your console for errors. So if you've made any mistakes, your map probably won't open. If you've made a mess there, then just default back to your backup and come back here, do everything and get everything rolling. Okay, I don't see any errors. Normally, if you have a problem with your density files or any of your configurations in your R3D, it will definitely give you an error here. So at the moment, I don't see any errors. It's only the normal stuff that tells you it's out of the range and whatever, you know. So all we're going to do then, if there's no errors, is we save. If you have errors, you've definitely done something wrong in your R3D. Do close, don't save, and restore a backup of your map and try again. Okay, so then there's definitely a typo, or you've deleted or overwritten something that shouldn't be, and then there's a problem. Okay, so now guys, this is the very important part of the process. When you saved your map here, and when you close it, the editor is going to recreate that density file for you that you've renamed. So if we go now to the density map height types here, or the density map height, that's the one, the original. Remember, we renamed it to 1. That is the PNG we created, and here is the new one. So this one has got the 14 channels, not the 12 anymore. So the other 2 now we can delete. All right, so that is very important. This is the most important, but we're not done yet. So we have to now, because we've deleted the PNG now, and our R3D is looking for the PNG, we have to go and rename it back to GDM. That is probably the most important part of the whole process. Okay, so when you go back here to your R3D, it's going to ask you to reload because it's changed. So you're going to say yes. Okay, and then ID 419, I'm going to go backwards on it because I know we've been on top, and we're going to go twice and we'll be back to our density map height. All right, so you just scroll through the find next until you get back to, or you can just search for density, the density files again. All right, density map. Or you can type the whole name if you want, you know, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then double click on the PNG, GDM, like so, resave. Okay, so now we're going back to our GDM. So the process is first to convert the original GDM to a PNG, then come and rename it, do all the changes on the density layer, and save. Then open the i3D in the editor, but don't close this text i3D. Then open the i3D in the editor, check for errors, then save the map, delete the others, come back into the i3D, say yes to reload, find the height file, and rename it back to GDM. The most important part, rename it back, because otherwise the whole process will not work. Good. Right, so now we have recreated the density file. Just going to go back here. There it is, the new one with 14 layers. So now you will be able to have 64. 64 fruits. According to my wishful thinking, I can say. So it's yet to be tested, guys. I'm busy working on an extreme multi-fruit pack. I'm going to try and pack in about 25 fruits into it. Now this map currently has about 8 fruits on it, extra fruits, and I'm going to keep adding to this map until I can see, okay, if I've gone past 10 or 11, then I know, okay, it is working. Because normally in general, if you add the 11th one, you get an error, you know. So I'm going to just play around with that, but this is the process how it works. We haven't found any errors when we opened our map. Okay, so let's just reopen it now that we got that correct 14 layered GDM map height file, or I would say density map file, and then just recheck for our console for errors. So that will be the last bit of stuff. Textures checked, just run through everything, no errors, so we are totally happy, guys. And then lastly, we can now open the map in game and just verify if it still loads error free. I've done that beforehand because I didn't want to take you through the whole boring process of checking the map for errors. So we can just go in here, find Pilgrim's Rest, and just look at the console as it flies by. If there's any yellow and red, we know there's problems. If there should only be one yellow and red, because that's a normal standard issue with the game. It's got nothing to do with the map. Every map has got that error warning and an error. Yeah, let's just scroll back. I know there was one, there should be one. That's normal for any map to have one. Should be here somewhere, guys. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. The shader, emissive additive shader, that's giving a problem. So that's the only error that there should be. And I know this map is error free. So there it is. And this stuff on top here is just because my things are unzipped in the folders. Just warnings because I've got unzipped stuff. Great, guys. So that is awesome, man. So I really hope that this will help you to get your maps beyond the 10 extra fruit level, because the in-game map has got 22 fruits. So if you add the 10 extra, which you are able to add, then it will give you 32. But with this now, you'll be able to load up to 64 fruits. So yes, yeah. Do guys, do comment below and do send me an email once you've done this, or if you've added more fruit before I did. do drop me a line and see that it and let me know if it works. I'm sure it will work. I know it will work, but yeah. But do add the fruit, obviously, according to... I've got some videos how to add multi-fruit. I think I've got the multi-fruit one as well as a single fruit one. So have a look at both of those and follow those procedures, and I'm sure you will be coming right with adding more fruit to your map. Well, guys, I hope it's been insightful. For me, it was really... a bit of research, and then I got to this solution, and there you go, guys. I hope it helps you get your maps out there with more fruit on it. Great, man. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember to like and subscribe, and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters and everyone else that does donate to my channel and do support me. Thanks so much, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.